Breaking news! The Miami Dolphins just got a golden opportunity. A legitimate starter went straight to free agency, and the only question is, will Chris Grier finally get it right, or will he blow it like always? Believe me, Dolphins fans, what I'm about to say could change everything for this team, especially if you're tired of seeing this defense get destroyed every week. So don't go anywhere, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to detail a situation that could be the key to turning things around this season. But before I get into it, click that like button right now if you're yelling at the TV on Sundays, wondering how this defense can be so weak. And if you've been a Dolphins fan long enough to remember Dan Marino as a quarterback, leave a comment saying, "Go, Dolphins." My heart bleeds water and orange. Okay, let's go. This is important. The Houston Texans have just released starting safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson in a move that caught the entire NFL off guard. This wasn't a trade, no compensation. Just a flat-out release of a player who started every game for them through the first 3 weeks. Even NFL insider Ian Rappaport expressed shock. And here's the thing, Miami should be the first team on the phone, trying to bring him in. Gardner-Johnson is a proven high-level defensive back. This is not some washed-up veteran hoping for one last shot. This is a player who was good enough for Houston to convert $6.58 million of his salary into a signing bonus, a clear sign they intended to keep him for the full season. But things unraveled quickly as the Texans stumbled to a 0-3 start. Reports from inside the Texans organization, particularly from respected reporter Aaron Wilson, suggest CJ became frustrated with his role, especially his limited opportunities to blitz. He wanted to be more involved. Instead of negotiating or trading him, Houston simply let him go. So why should the Dolphins pounce on this opportunity? Well, C.J. Gardner-Johnson doesn't just want to blitz, he thrives in it. And guess which team blitzes more than anyone except the Atlanta Falcons? That's right, your Miami Dolphins. We have the second highest blitz rate in the entire league. Gardner-Johnson would fit like a glove in Anthony Weaver's aggressive scheme, which already sends DBs after quarterbacks on a regular basis. Right now, Miami is sending Jason Marshall Jr. on blitzes 13.5% of the time, and safeties like Dante Trader Jr., Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Ashton Davis are blitzing at rates between 4% and 8%. Gardner-Johnson has a 5.6% blitz rate this season, but in Miami, that number could easily double. Let's talk performance. The Dolphins' safety room, to be brutally honest, has been atrocious. According to PFF, among the 84 safeties who played at least 20% of their team's defensive snaps, Minkah Fitzpatrick is the lone bright spot at 31st overall. Ashton Davis, Dante Trader Jr., Efedo Melifonwo, all ranked in the bottom 25. There's just no sugarcoating it. This group isn't getting it done. And while C.J. Gardner-Johnson isn't elite in every category, he's certainly a major upgrade. He currently ranks 40th on PFF's list, not elite, but significantly better than what we've got. But this isn't just about the numbers. It's about mentality. C.J. brings fire. He's a vocal, physical, aggressive presence. The kind of guy who'll jaw with opponents and back it up on the field. Something this defense desperately needs. As much as we love our team, the truth is the Dolphins' defense has been soft. There's been no edge, no identity. C.J. Gardner-Johnson would change that. He's the kind of player who refuses to back down and brings real attitude every single snap. That kind of presence could wake this group up. Let's be honest, the Dolphins' defense has been among the worst in the league through 3 games. We're 21st in yards per game allowed, second to last in yards per pass play, and dead last in EPA per pass. That means quarterbacks are absolutely torching us. And it's not just top-tier offenses doing the damage. Every team we've faced is finding wide-open receivers, mostly because our safeties aren't getting it done. So even if CJ isn't perfect, he's still a big step up. He can play in the box, cover the slot, or line up deep at free safety, exactly the kind of versatility Anthony Weaver loves. And yes, I know what some of you are thinking. Why would CJ want to come to another 0-3 team after getting frustrated with Houston? Fair question, but that's on Chris Grier to figure out. Put in a call, send the pitch, sell him on the culture, the sunshine, the aggressive scheme, and a chance to be part of a turnaround. Because if he does join, there's no question, this defense immediately gets better. Let's pick up right where we left off. If you're still with me, it's because you know how desperate this Dolphins defense is for help, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson might just be the lifeline we need. We talked about the attitude, the fire, the aggressive play style. But there's more. Let's take a closer look at how he actually fits in Miami's defensive system under Anthony Weaver and what the ripple effect of signing him would mean for the rest of the roster. First off, versatility. C.J. Gardner-Johnson isn't just a box safety. He's a chess piece. Through 3 games with Houston, he lined up 89 times in the box, 83 times at free safety, and 29 times in the nickel. That kind of positional flexibility is exactly what Weaver wants. This isn't a static defense. Weaver moves his DBs all over the field. He needs guys who can adapt mid-drive, mid-play. CJ fits that mold better than anyone currently in our safety room. And yes, there have been questions about CJ's coverage. He's been targeted 8 times this season, allowing 6 catches for an average of 14.3 yards per catch. A quarterback rating of 100.4 when throwing his way isn't ideal. But it's important to add context. He got absolutely burned in Week 1 against the Rams. Gave up 83 yards. But since then, he gave up just 30 yards to Tampa Bay in Week 2 and didn't allow a single catch against Jacksonville in Week 3, according to PFF charting. That's improvement. That's a player adjusting to a new system, shaking off rust, and getting more comfortable. So imagine him in Miami, surrounded by a coaching staff that would actually use him the way he wants to be used. Put him in the slot. Let him attack the quarterback. Get physical at the line. That's the CJ Gardner-Johnson we've seen in Philly and New Orleans, asterisk not asterisk the confused, misused version that stumbled in Houston. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. If Miami makes this move, it could trigger a domino effect across the secondary. CJ could take over the role currently being forced on Dante Trader Jr., which will allow the rookie to develop more slowly in specific packages without being exposed. Aston Davis and Efedim Melifonwo, both have been liabilities, and CJ's arrival would instantly knock one, or both, down the depth chart. That's addition by subtraction. Then there's the leadership aspect. The Dolphins don't have many vocal dogs on defense. Minkah Fitzpatrick is solid, but quiet. Christian Wilkins used to bring that energy, but with his contract situation and inconsistent play, that fire has cooled. CJ Gardner-Johnson brings swagger. A throwback to the old-school Dolphins defenders who brought the pain and talked trash doing it. That edge is missing right now, and we all know a team can't win big games without some emotional tone setters. Think back to that Ravens defense in the early 2000s. The Seahawks Legion of Boom. The Dolphins need that guy. CJ might be him. Now let's revisit the numbers, because they're damning. The Dolphins defense is currently *21 ST in yards allowed per game, second to last in yards allowed per pass, dead last in EPA per pass, tied for 23rd in separation allowed. This isn't just bad. This is historically bad for a team that came into the season talking about Super Bowl aspirations. And that's not even touching the total lack of discipline and communication breakdowns we've seen week after week. The defense is soft over the top, late to rotate, and incapable of covering tight ends. That's a coaching issue, yes, but it's also personnel. The players just aren't good enough. And when you're 0-3, you're not in a position to be picky. Let me say this again for the people in the back. The Dolphins' defense cannot get worse than it already is. There's only one direction from here, and that's up. Adding CJ Gardner-Johnson might not fix everything, but it addresses a major weakness and sends a message to the locker room. We're not giving up. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, Chris Grier. If he wants to salvage whatever credibility he has left with this fan base, and let's be honest, most fans have already had enough, this is the kind of aggressive, smart move he needs to make. No more waiting for bottom-of-the-barrel veterans or praying that a fifth-round rookie turns into Ed Reed overnight. Do something now. Prove you're still capable of putting together a real playoff defense. Because Mike McDaniel is doing everything he can with the offense, but it won't matter if we keep giving up 30-plus points a game. Look, signing CJ Gardner-Johnson isn't a magic bullet, but it's a step, a necessary one. And if the Dolphins are serious about not wasting another season of Tua's prime, they need to make moves that show urgency. Bringing in CJ does exactly that. It's time to stop making excuses and start adding real talent. All right, I've said my piece. If the Dolphins sign CJ